A tow truck on the road was carrying a road roller on its trailer. Everything seemed normal at first, but the moment the truck suddenly moved, the heavy roller began sliding backward and caused major damage to the vehicles behind it. Fortunately, the situation did not turn into a serious tragedy. Never attempt to transport heavy loads without securing them properly. When heavy equipment moves uncontrollably, it can create extremely dangerous situations. Always keep a safe distance when driving behind heavy-duty vehicles carrying large machinery. Remember, the load above can shift direction at any moment.
Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No, too much money. It's no good, no good.
The worker was filling a narrow attic space with insulation material. Unfortunately, that is exactly what happened. The worker could no longer see where he was stepping, and everything suddenly went wrong. Never walk directly on insulation materials. Always make sure the surface beneath you is stable, and be extremely careful not to step into hidden gaps or weak spots. Just as the pickup truck was about to move after finishing its job, sparks suddenly started coming from underneath the vehicle on a dirt construction road. A loose part dragging along the ground created friction, quickly turning the situation into a dangerous one. Never drive with unsecured or dragging parts on your vehicle. Even a small loose component can create serious risks and potentially cause harm. Two workers in an open area were trying to remove a jammed metal piece. While using a solid steel bar to strike a wrench, the heavy bar suddenly slipped out of one worker's hands. The loose metal bar flew forward and hit his coworker. Fortunately, no serious injury occurred. Never use long-handled tools in an uncontrolled manner. Losing control for even a second can quickly lead to dangerous accidents. During a roadside loading operation, an excavator was being lifted by a crane and placed onto a truck trailer. Everything seemed under control until the excavator's lifting supports suddenly broke, causing the heavy machine to fall toward a worker standing below. Fortunately, the worker was not seriously injured. Never stand beneath suspended equipment or heavy loads. Large machinery can lose balance unexpectedly and lead to life-threatening accidents in seconds. In the drilling section of a factory, a worker was operating on a vertical metal component. Everything appeared normal at first, but the piece suddenly began to vibrate, causing the worker to lose control. Within seconds, the drilling rod dropped downward unexpectedly. Never try to manually control unsecured vertical loads. Stay away from dangerous operating zones and always remain alert. Do not underestimate workplace accidents and always be aware of proper safety procedures. At first glance, everything seemed completely normal, but suddenly the trench wall began to collapse and tons of soil started sliding inward. Fortunately, the operator managed to rescue the worker in time. Never stay inside a trench during active excavation work. Do not enter excavation areas without proper protective systems and safety equipment in place. Always keep workplace safety at the highest level. A worker in a chemical storage area had moved far too close to a section containing flammable materials. While trying to continue his work, he suddenly found himself surrounded by flames. Within seconds, the situation turned into a major hazard. Never leave flammable materials exposed or stored carelessly. Always use proper protective equipment when working near combustible substances and keep the work area clean and organized. Remember, even a small mistake can lead to serious consequences. Always prioritize workplace safety. During midday concrete pouring at a construction site, a worker was guiding the concrete hose while standing dangerously close to the concrete truck. Within seconds, he was exposed to an electrical current and suddenly found himself in a life-threatening situation. Never get too close to high-voltage power lines. Always maintain a safe distance while working, because electricity does not need direct contact to become dangerous. Simply getting too close can be enough. This is why controlling distance is extremely important. Workplace safety should always be taken seriously on every job site. There was a problem with a lathe machine inside a factory. Workers were processing a heavy metal piece beside the machine, and at first, everything appeared completely normal. However, the metal part had not been properly secured. Within seconds, it came loose and was violently thrown across the area. Never process heavy metal on a faulty machine. Do not operate equipment without checking the machine parts or completing the necessary repairs first. Workers should also stay away from malfunctioning machinery and make sure the power is completely shut off. Remember, even a small act of negligence can turn into a major danger. When the workers saw the massive steel roll weighing several tons moving toward the vehicle, one of them believed he could stop it by standing in front of it. However, he underestimated the enormous weight of the rolling steel, and the situation quickly turned dangerous. Never try to stop a moving heavy metal load with your body. In situations like this, the safest option is to move away from the path of the load immediately. While one worker was controlling a heavy paper roll, another worker was approaching from behind carrying another massive roll. Because his view was completely blocked, he failed to notice the other worker, and the situation spiraled out of control within seconds. Never place products or loads in a way that blocks your field of vision while operating equipment or vehicles. Your visibility should always remain clear, and you must constantly stay aware of your surroundings. Remember, even a single second of distraction can turn into a serious danger.
Woo! You know, tell me.
A truck was lifting its dump bed during a routine unloading operation. At first, everything seemed completely normal. However, the hydraulic lifting system suddenly malfunctioned. The piston support failed, causing the heavy container to lose balance and crash down with tremendous force. The chassis suffered major damage, and the situation became dangerous within seconds. Never perform lifting operations without checking the hydraulic system and load balance beforehand.